Black Americans don't have anything in common with Africans. We shouldn't try to claim African culture. We have something distinct, and we don't have anything in common with Africans. So this is actually a take that I don't agree with. I had a conversation with a friend of mine over the weekend, and we kind of had this debate as to whether black people here in the United States should actually connect with the continent of Africa. Is Pan-Africanism still relevant in 2020? So I would argue, everything from the way that we practice Christianity to the way we cook our food, even the way that we speak English, it has an African influence on the syntax structure that many black Americans use currently. Even if you go to places like South Carolina, you look at the Geechee and the Gullah people, they still retain a lot of Africanisms in their culture. More so than that, when you go into like many of Southern congregations of Baptist churches, the way that we worship is akin to even how people practice Santeria, the way they invoke spirits. We do that same thing in our churches. So I would argue that we're American Africans. We are people in America, but we still have that African lineage. We still have those phenotypes. And that's another thing as well. I've had people say that black Americans don't even look African. Then I have to ask you, what does it even mean to look African? Because if you go throughout West Africa and you look at the Fulani, for example, or you look at the Yoruba, for example, or you look at the people in the Congo, or you look at the Dogon, or you look at the Mende people, all of them have various distinct phenotypes. There isn't a one single monolithic phenotype that you can just designate as West African. It's polytypic. So when people say that, I think it shows just a lack of knowledge about history. It shows the fact that they don't understand the influx, especially after the 1650s, of African people being incorporated into this country. Places like Richmond, Virginia, Charleston, South Carolina, Maryland, New Orleans had an influx of people coming in from Africa, all from the Bight of Biafra all the way to the Windward Coast and up to the Senegambian were coming into this country. Matter of fact, in parts of South Carolina up until about the 1720s, there was so many Wolof people, and in Senegal, Islam is big, that in parts of South Carolina, Arabic was a lingua franca and a way for people to transfer knowledge and write down stuff. So we very much are still Africans. We just changed. But when people say that black Americans shouldn't even call themselves African Americans, or we have no connection to Africa, I fervently disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.